LOL. What is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Shredded Zeiler, checking in for what seems to be a brand new implementation as well as a brand new chest and back workout for all of you guys out there. I'm really happy because I just had to perform surgery on my microphone. And if you guys couldn't tell, I did in fact get it fixed. And what had happened was I got a piece of my cord broken off into the microphone, and I was really worried that it wasn't going to be salvageable and I was going to have to throw away a microphone or have to go get it fixed or something. But thankfully, using a pair of tweezers that I use to tweeze my nipples and my neck hairs, some of my facial hairs and like ingrown hairs, I used that same pair of tweezers to perform surgery like a game of fucking operation, and I was successful in pulling out the broken piece of cord, the metal that was stuck in my microphone. So here I am doing a voiceover again. Feels good, man. And I'm excited because that means we're gonna have more voiceovers on the way. Exciting. If you guys want to see that, you guys have been wanting me to bring back voiceovers with some workouts, and I think that's a great way for me to introduce some consistency on the channel again, because that's the basis of what my channel's always been, throwing on workouts. You know, at the end of the day, when I sit down and I try to analyze what kind of a YouTuber I am, if you want to call me a YouTuber, definitely not as of recent, because I'm just not consistent. I don't give enough effort or energy to YouTube to consider myself to be a YouTuber. But I think that the voiceovers or the workouts themselves are a fantastic way to reintroduce myself. You know, I can come up with some clickbaity titles, get some crazy thumbnails from some of my posing in the near future as I put out more content, and get into the rhythm. Funny enough, you guys will hear that word because that's the basis of this workout, is rhythm. But as I get into the rhythm of uploading more consistently, going through the summer and what have you. So, chest and back, rhythm. That's the basis of this workout. You know, rhythmic movement, articulated movement, not just throwing weight around. Looking at this footage, I will say that some of my movements are a bit rapid at times, but it's methodical. You know, I've been training long enough now to where I can get away with recruiting muscle during an exercise by just shutting my mind off and doing the work. Like this pullover, I've been doing pullovers for 15 years, and I can make small adjustments throughout the set to, you know, engage in a way where it's more difficult to engage training extremely heavy. So today I was focused on volume. I didn't sleep the best the night before this workout, and I didn't eat enough the day before. In fact, the 2 days prior to this workout, leading up to it, I just wasn't feeling the greatest. But I got into the gym prepared to film, and it wasn't even busy in the gym to where I was like, yeah, we're going to record regardless. So I'm going to give them some kind of footage of this session. I didn't record every single exercise, mind you. But the focus was engagement, not to train extremely heavy like you guys are used to seeing. And the way I can limit myself from going extremely heavy is to choose a rep range where, you know, you're not going to be able to do 20 reps with an extremely heavy weight. So I tried to stick to 20 reps in this workout. There's a lot of blood, you know, there's a lot of blood that gets engorged in the muscle when you're doing 20 reps. And getting a nice pump is always enjoyable. But again, the focus wasn't to come in and throw extremely heavy poundages around. This was about activation. This was about getting engagement and recruitment from the muscle groups, the pecs and the back, you know, the various muscles of the back, from rhomboids to traps to lats. And I just like hitting muscle groups from a ton of different angles. Now, I don't typically train chest and back together. This is something that just falls into place from time to time as I may take a rest day instinctively throughout the week from time to time. And when I take a rest day, I will just either skip whatever body part that I was supposed to train that day completely, or I will throw it into the mix of a later workout in the week, depending on what's appropriate. And coming into the gym today, I think it was a back day that I missed leading up to this, to where I was like, you know what, today's the chest day. Let's just throw in back as well. And training chest with back, it's not something that I would do religiously. Like every chest workout, I got to touch back and bring my back to failure. But what I find is that when I'm training chest with back, I get no clavicle pain. I get no shoulder pain. I don't feel like I'm pulling any of my neck muscles. There's an equal balance between front. How would I put this? There's an equal balance between my front of my body, meaning my chest getting activated, and my rear of my body, my posterior, my back. So things like my rear delts or my rhomboids getting activated while doing bench pressing or chest presses, I feel like everything's more lubricated. I don't know where I'm going with this. There's a lot more blood going through the upper body, to where on a chest day itself, there's times where I'm hitting bench really heavy and I can run into clavicle pain. I can run into front shoulder pain or something. But when I'm training back with my chest workouts, or at least touching exercises like pull-ups or maybe a couple of cable rows in between benching, I just find that extra lubrication keeps everything feeling fantastic, feeling good. So I'm not going to argue with that, but this is something that I don't do all the time, training chest with back. It just happened to fall into place that way. So here we are hitting some cable rows for sets of 20. Working on that taper, guys, every day. I have a narrow frame, and I will be the first person to tell you that when you have a narrow frame, it can be much harder to get crazy wide lats. If you have a naturally wide frame or you have naturally wide clavicles, it's just going to be, in most cases, easier to gain that crazy taper because your attachments are just naturally attached wider because your shoulders are wider. So outside of just spamming lateral raises and getting giant shoulders, I'm doing everything that I can to maintain as well as increase the volume of my V-taper, of my lats in general. But I also find that I want to have more thickness added to my back too, so training back twice a week, I try to really break up the vertical pulling and the horizontal pulling. Now there are workouts for my back sessions where I will hit both vertical and horizontal pulls equally in the same session. It just depends on how I feel, guys. I'm a very instinctive bro science type of a guy, and I've done it that way from the beginning. Not following any strength programs or anything like that right now. I truthfully am just trying to get into the best shape of my life right now. The best shape that I can possibly get into before I go ahead and start a growing phase and I start eating absolutely fucking everything imaginable. And I'm not looking forward to that. I'm trying to condition myself now to eating just a ton of food, just getting my 5 to 7, even 8 smaller portion meals throughout the day, and just trying to get my relationship with food back. Because, guys, I eat like crazy, and you can see, even in the set right now, you can see my serratus, you can see my lat just helping to move the weight. I just stay so lean, guys, and it's not like I'm even trying to do it. I wouldn't mind gaining a little bit of body fat in this period of time. I know that it's summertime and whatnot, but when it comes time for my growing phase, I'm going to have no choice but to eat like a complete psychopath. And that's something that I've done in the past. I'm used to doing it. But you can't just snap your fingers and, eat 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day, you gotta ease your way into that. You gotta work up to it. And so I'm not tracking meals or anything like that. I'm just eating a lot of food, guys. And I'm hesitant about recording like full day of eating videos and whatnot. I'm hesitant about putting that out there because I know of other YouTubers who have a similar diet to mine, where not only can they get away with eating fast food every day and eating garbage like donuts, pastries, candy, drinking a lot of sugary juices and whatnot, but I've seen them get a lot of backlash by putting it out there, you know, like, and for me, I know all about it because in the past, people have asked, like, yo, when are you going to show your diet, your nutrition? When are you going to show us what you eat? Where there's a reason for it. I don't put it out there because I don't eat healthy, guys. Like, my diet is not healthy. I'm not just eating chicken and rice for 5, 6 meals a day. There's a lot of filler in between that. There's a lot of donuts with sprinkles in the evening. There's a lot of raw cookie dough that I'm eating just to make up for these calories that I have to eat to be in a surplus, or for even maintenance itself. It's just, I'm learning my body still after 15 years. It's ridiculous, and it's always changing. It seems like it changes with the seasons. It seems like my body composition changes based on my moods that I'm in. It's weird. I'm a weird dude in terms of like my body, but consistency is a big thing. The biggest thing that I'm chasing after is consistency, and you know, improving in a linear fashion, and I think we're still doing that after all of these years. So I want to do a Q&A soon. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to have a Q&A video, because I'm going to make a video where I ask you guys to ask questions, or maybe I'll go on Instagram or something and have you guys ask questions as well. Because the only way I want to do a Q&A is if there's a lot of questions that are worth answering. I don't want a whole bunch of nonsense. And it doesn't even have to be fitness related. Like, I want good questions that are going to require critical thinking, critical answers that will bring you guys closer to understanding me and my mindset and why I am the way that I am nowadays, and for you guys to relate to me a little bit more, hopefully. So start thinking about what kind of questions you want to ask, or even go in the comments below and ask a couple that I will keep in mind or screenshot for later use. So that's about it for the workout. I think this should be the final set of seal rows. I just wanted to give you guys some footage, give you a couple of different exercises that I performed on this day. No posing or anything like that. I was kind of in a rush to get out of the gym on this day. I believe I was in there for 2.5, 3 hours. I don't remember. Nonetheless, you guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm so happy I got my microphone fixed. You have no idea. I was just messing with that thing for the past 10, 15 minutes, just worried that I wasn't going to be able to fix it. So I am very grateful that I got it fixed. I love you guys so much. Until next time, it's your boy, Zach Zebra. I'll check in with you guys later. Peace out. Bye.